So 2025 is here, and as direct response marketers, we're always interested in what to expect, how to sort of stay ahead of things, right? And if you're a business owner, this matters to you too. There are changes coming. Some things are staying the same, but some things are changing. And let's discuss that in this video. This is the Dropkick Copy YouTube channel. All that starts now. When you research this topic yourself, you're going to come across people that put together a laundry list of action items to take, all kinds of predictions and forecasts about what's going to happen, how people will behave, what this will do and how it will disrupt that. This is going to eat up your bandwidth. So what I thought I'd do is simplify it and think about what I would personally take the most interest in next year. And this is what I concluded. Hyperpersonalization is where I want to focus my time on as a direct marketer. And if you're a business owner, I suggest you do as well. Let me explain. So I'm interested in hyperpersonalization because, so let me lay out the landscape for you. What hasn't changed? Omnichannel hasn't changed. You're going to be using all channels to try and reach whoever you're trying to reach. Email is just a part of that. And it's also one of the highest performing parts of that. Every dollar spent on direct marketing returns about 40x. That stat hasn't changed. What also hasn't changed is that you're dealing with mostly millennial buyers and Gen Z buyers, and they have different tastes. Gen Z likes to feel a personal connection with the brand or with the company they're dealing with, so they'd respond better to, instead of a logo talking to them, they'd respond better to a person from the company talking to them. Jane from HR talking about, what banking services are best for you, right? They want Jane to have an account. They want Jane to feel like a real person. They'll listen to Jane then. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why Gen Z responds to UGC content and UGC spending is increasing. They want to know there are real people out there with shared values. They want to feel a sense of community. They trust people they trust word of mouth more than millennials, let's say. Or they trust reviews and testimonials more than their own opinions sometimes. They want to see other people vouch for something. So they respond, that's their personal, they want the word of mouth to feel close to them, right? They don't want to talk to a branded account. Do you understand what I mean? That's going to affect your direct marketing too. It needs to feel like a real person. And it needs to feel human and personal as well. So they look at personalization in that way, and that's what they like. They like the connection to feel personal. Millennials, they like personalization in the area of research. They'll deal with your company, no problem, but what they want you to do is give them all the information and be very transparent and be reachable. They'll take everything you give them, go do the comparison and contrasting themselves. They'll make a decision and then come back to you. They want to feel in charge of the decision themselves. They don't want to feel influenced. So they both require personalization in two different ways. All right. What also people like to do is be reached, and on the platforms they like to be reached at. So for example, there are people who are active on Discord, there are people who are active on Telegram, possibly a younger type of audience. If you're going to reach out to them, they want you to come to where they are and meet them there, right? If it's a millennial or somebody older, they might prefer that you use a Facebook group, or they might prefer you reach out to them through the subreddits. You get it? So you have to also be personalized in the sense that you have to find them where they're at and be there, which is omnichannel basically. So what is changing is the way LLMs and generative models are going to influence how we consume sales messages. For example, there's companies that are trying to solve the messy inbox problem. You're too many emails, I don't know what's what, I can't keep up. They're trying to solve that. They're trying to get AI tools in there that make it easier for you to read things and sort them and take action on them and go home. You know what I mean? In a set it and forget it type of way. The trouble is, if I'm a marketer and I'm interacting with people and they've got all these set it and forget it measures in there, I'm not getting a genuine response from my users maybe. Or I'm getting dismissed too easily. Or my messages are getting truncated and they're not getting the full impact of our sales messaging. All of this is stuff that we're going to have to consider. It's still early stages. People have to, look man, what you got to remember is, doesn't matter what they're saying, what companies are coming up with, tooling and all that. It depends. What matters is the people. Are they taking it up? Are they using these tools? Is it making their lives better? If everybody agrees that, hey, this is the best way to do things and we're going to start doing this now, we're going to just summarize our inboxes, we've got to change our strategy. I suspect this is most likely what's going to happen, but we're still in the early stages. So keep that in mind. LLMs and generative models are going to help us too as marketers, right? They're going to help us produce more content cheaper. But I challenge you on that, because a lot of people seem to think that this is going to just make their businesses succeed somehow in a way that they haven't succeeded before. But you're wrong. If the evidence suggests that millennials and Gen Z want more personalized content, then these AI solutions need to be helping us get that. Producing more impersonal content is not going to make you connect with your audience more. Producing more trash is not going to make you more sales. So what we don't need is just more stuff cheaper. What we need is more personalization, because that's what millennials and Gen Z are asking for. And it's funny because they want personalization, they respond to personalization, but at the same time, they want privacy. They don't want you to be knowing too much about where they've been and what they like and what they do and what they taste. Or they don't want to feel like they're being robbed and stalked. But if you show up to them with a handshake and and call them by their first name and give them an orange juice, they'll be willing to listen to what you have to say. You know what I mean? So there's a sort of a tricky, how do you say, there's a balance there. Don't get caught up in the AI hype just because they're hyping. It might make your life better as a business owner, but is it going to make the sale happen? That's what you got to think about. Does it affect the bottom line? If you research, you're going to see a lot of venture capitalists who invested in AI startups and stuff. They're like, hey man, research is showing that all this stuff maybe improves productivity, but it doesn't necessarily translate to the bottom line. Why is that? It's because just producing more stuff cheaper doesn't necessarily translate into sales and conversions and retention. So think about that next year when you think about personalization. But let's explore personalization more and what I think about that. So how hyper-personalized can you get? I don't know. We have to find out. These tools need to help us, right? So when you're coming across people putting all these tools in front of you, it's AI, it's going to make you, produce more content faster, blah, blah, blah. It's like, tell them, pause. What kind of data can you get me about my user that I don't already have? Because they want me to be personalized in my comms with them. I need that. I need to create something more personal, a more personal experience. Can your AI do that for me? If it's not going to do that, then why am I talking to you? You know what I mean? You can be that. This is what I think. You can be that way. Why should you waste it? Just investing in making more blogs faster is not personalization. Can you find tools that create dynamic subject lines that are more relevant to the user than ever before? Can you find tools that create dynamic landing pages that are sort of fit the taste of the user or respond to something that the user has done in the past? Can you have dynamic pricing? What is possible? What is possible in personalization? This is what we need to investigate. That's why I'm bringing this topic up to you. That's why I'm saying it out loud. I want to go into my personalization bag. I want to read up on old books and new books about personalization. Or, what are the mechanics of it? How do we extract data? How do we deal with this issue of them wanting privacy, but at the same time wanting a friend in this world? They want to be left alone, but they want you to love them. What is that? You get what I'm trying to say? They want to be left alone, but they want you to care about them. It's weird, but we have to figure that out, isn't it? So this is what we're entering into, and I think putting our time and money behind this is going to give us an edge over everybody else, because we're going to have the comms that stands out. We're going to have the customer experience that feels real, that feels closest to what they want and how they want to be treated. That's my whole take. That's my take for 2025, hyper-personalization. That's all it is. Anyway, I'm sure you're going to be fine. You're going to stay ahead of things. You're going to, do what's right for your business. Yeah. And I'm sure you've got marketing people in-house that are looking into this. But if you want to just have a conversation with some, like a second opinion, we're like doctors in this game, we're at the point where we, our experience allows us to diagnose problems, and our taste is expressed in the way we edit things and cut out what you don't need and keep what's essential, you know what I mean? So we're at that place, and we can offer something to you maybe over a conversation, 60-minute conversation, 30-minute conversation, whatever it is. I'm going to leave a link for you to get in touch with us below, as well as a link to our testimonial page where you can see the results we've delivered. Thank you for watching. This has been the Dropkick Copy YouTube channel. Press like and subscribe. You know why. And that's it. Take it easy.